Okay, so that video was pretty good. What I liked about it was that he came up and he asked her those two questions at the end because a lot of it wasn't very encouraging, like in
Mhm.
my mind, because it was just all about their struggles and the things that were keeping them or had kept them in this kind of state of inequality, not having good gender um, laws to protect women. And so I really liked that at the end she talked about the hopeful things that she had seen, and yeah, it was a kind of depressing video though.
Yeah. So her story was about how she was one of the girls in the villages, and someone came and said, "Let's go get education." That was her story?
I think so.
I was a little mixed up about it.
Yeah, because the like name on the video wasn't the name that she said, or maybe it's just her accent and how you actually say it. I don't know, because
Yeah.
that was a little bit confusing. But yeah, I thought that was really neat how she's a prime example of what they were able to do, and that's how she was able to make it to where she is today. So it's something that they should be trying to do or like working towards.
Thank you. Yeah, I really like that. I felt a deep. It was a hard video to watch. I felt sad for like the people, especially the girls. But one thing I realized was that education is very important. At first, I was like, "Why are we talking about education in this class?" But then, like, I was like, "Wow, education opens so many possibilities to people,
Yeah.
especially in other countries," and that made me feel good that, like like you said about hope, that there's hope, that we can help them.
I think it's interesting how different our societies are, like how big we are about going to college. It's the next step. Like we don't even think twice about it sometimes,
Yeah.
and how just they don't even like at least in my country for Myanmar, like primary education is pretty good. It's like at a 95%, and then the country's literacy rate is like 80%, which is really good. But secondary education is not at all. Like people are barely applying. They just like start working in the farms, and so I think it's really cool that she's just implementing everywhere that it's a big deal and that you're empowered and you don't have to do prostitution for it.
For sure. Like, it's funny because, like, we all are Americans. We can say that, like, there's times when we hated school, we don't want to go. But then these girls and these boys, like, they go to school, like, they're dying to go because they know it'll give them opportunities to do great things. And
That's right.
we take it for granted.
Yeah, I think they should show that more often. Like, show these videos of how these kids like struggle to go to school and how they want it and they need it and what kind of like how their life is without it. Depressing, but sometimes that's a good motivator that you don't want your life to be like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Lima was trying to do. That was her name, right?
Lima, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
in that story she said a different. Anyways, so I thought it was interesting and. From like Time for School, the video that we watched about like the other schools in what was it, Kenya and
There was a Brazil, Pakistan.
Brazil as well.
but there were two African ones, Kenya and where was the girl
Congo?
from?
Congo.
I don't remember.
Congo.
Yeah.
Sure. What I thought was interesting, like in comparison to that, is she didn't really talk about what their primary education like, because she said that their like Millennium Goal was failing, wasn't going to work, and so obviously, Liberia is not doing so hot on primary education, like making sure that they go, and so I wonder what kind of help she would be asking for besides like maybe her government to take a page out of the Congo or Kenya and to learn from them and see the difference that an education can make in somebody's life.
For sure, yeah. That was really insightful. Thank you. I felt the very same way as you. I watched the video, and I just don't know why, but I felt that all these kids from different countries have so many different opportunities, and but others don't. and we should recognize that. We're not alone in this earth. We're not, and we should all participate and do something to help. And I'm sure these scholarships that they give these little girls in Africa is nothing. It's probably $10, and we should be part of this and help.
Do you ever think like people should just exploit the church sometimes?
Yeah,
Use helping hands, use the missionaries. Like,
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, we always talk about how much money we have in, like, we could build a steak center a day for 7 years and then finally run out. Like,
Really?
yeah,
Whoa.
yeah. So,
Well,
well, I just wonder, like, is the church in Liberia? Like,
They are in a lot of countries, but I don't know.
yeah, Africa still seems to be a little off.
The
Well-
thing is too is there's a lot of corruption within these governments there that destroys
we won't
them.
even allow missionaries.
Yeah, and they take the resources for themselves. They don't give it to the kids, And so what's the point?
An article I read, well, that's where the church would come in and actually like give them an opportunity. Like the missionaries, you could send missionaries there just to teach. Like that could be their mission, which I think would be sweet.
I would.
I mean, obviously there'd be some liability being around kids,
Yeah.
but send an older couple or get somebody from the community to sit in on it so that they can learn as well. But I mean, what do these kids do all day
Yeah.
if you don't have school? Like, I was thinking about when I was a kid, and if I didn't have school, I would be so bored. Well, I was bored at school too, but like, there's only so much you can do throughout the day at home
Yeah.
before you get super bored.
And the sad thing is, all this terrible stuff happens throughout the day.
That's true.
Like, it's sad.
I really like that she brought up about the corruption that comes with like actually going to school. Like the two examples that she shared about the girl with the sports scholarship, she had to pay him back every day for
Yeah.
3 years.
Yeah.
Like, how does that not? I don't know.
I don't know.
I've been learning a lot about morality in my English class, and so like to us, that's just crazy that nobody would report it or do anything about it. But there, it's that bad that nobody even does anything about it, or she was shamed into not talking, whatever.
How do
Oh,
you feel about this?
That's what I was gonna say. Well, because I just remember through orientation, people were saying how Elder Bednar or some authority said, like, I feel bad for how much we do for so little people. I forget how it goes. But he was saying, like, people are always giving to this church and we're not giving back to them. Like, of course, like, the gospel's like a big thing, but it's like everyone's donating to this university and only a couple people can take from it. And so, I don't know, because it's like if we did just like go to Africa and we're like, okay, we're going to build these schools, it's like only some people would benefit from it.
Not everybody.
Yeah, because I was watching this like Oprah thing where she like went and built her own like women's school, and she's like they had to do really strict applications, like making sure that these girls could actually be here and that they wanted it, and then they had to pass like literacy tests to get in. And I was like, well,
Jeez.
that's like
Super hard.
to get
That
in
seems
there.
hard.
There's not even opportunities for those that really.
Exactly.
Even if they
So
really
it's
want
like, I don't know, it's hard to know how to help and where to start out, I guess.
Yeah, but what are you doing? Okay, anyways, so I think it's like a pay it forward though. Like, yeah, you're not gonna affect that many people, but those people that can be affected, you're gonna get on video and they're gonna see. Okay, okay. So it's like pay it forward. You affect a few people, then they in turn can affect more and more people. Like, you got to start somewhere though. Like,
True.
It's hard, it's easy for us to say, oh, it's just hard. Where do you start? You start anywhere. And if you start anywhere, then you can be able
Yeah,
to.
and that's
it
what
can
she's
grow.
doing. She
Yeah.
keeps going through and she's like, well, let's educate these girls.
Okay, this is not
I like-
fair that
I
we're
like
the
that
only
she's
two that are on this video camera.
I like that she's also. I also like that she was a own testimony of the what happened.
Sorry, yeah.
And she was the one that testified she had these experiences, and it was so great to see that she was able to do that and share it. And I wasn't even expecting it. I was like, whoa, that happened to you? like, wow, I have so much more respect for you. You know, I thought she was cool with the dress. Like, I thought that was really nice. But
I
as
thought
far
maybe
as
she was
Sonya- yeah.
like the one rich person from the village.
Yeah, yeah.
She
I
was
thought that was
like-
what she was.
Like
Yeah.
she's like the
Uh-huh.
diplomat or whatever.
Yeah.
But wow, like she went through a lot of hard things, you know.
Yeah,
That's
and see,
crazy.
so like you start anywhere with the teaching, building a school, whatever, and then you never know how many people you can affect. Like Lima, whatever her name is.
Lema.
Lima.
Yeah.
Lima, yeah,
There you go.
for sure.
Okay.
Sweet, yeah.